With it being the Halloween period, I'm going to be ranking all 8 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Halloween Heist episodes. So let me know your favourite ones down in the comments below. So in last place is Vallow Easter. And this is the 7th annual heist that they've had. And at this point, because we've had 6 before, when you get to the 7th one, you have to be really unique and interested in how you're able to do the heist. And they did go in a new direction with this heist by having it take place over 3 different holidays: Easter, Valentine's Day, and also Halloween. And also by keeping up with having new stuff in this Halloween episode, they also changed the prize. So in this time is the Infinity Gauntlet, and they have to steal the gems on the gauntlet. And throughout the episode, they have to stay handcuffed to their partner. And whilst they're doing the heist, first time Cheddar swallows the gems, and then they restart it for a second time, and then Scully swallows the gems. And after the 2 restarts, we end up having our conclusion on Easter with all of the groups dressed up as Easter bunnies trying to get the gems and finding out that Rosa was the one that won the heist. And the reason this episode isn't last is its stop-start nature. As they were trying to do something different, they tried to have it across different holidays, which worked. However, as we kept on starting then stopping and starting again, it didn't really get into the full flow of the Halloween heist, and all the tricks that normally happen weren't able to happen as much in this episode. And really only Rosa was able to actually do any of the tricks or deceive any of the others by having the ham and disguising the gems with the ham for Cheddar and also for Scully. However, the best reveal of this episode was Amy and Rosa faking Jake's therapist so they can get information about the heist. In 7th is Halloween 4, with Amy winning the previous heist. In the cold opening, all 3 previous winners tried to announce the new heist, and for this year they'll be playing for a plaque that says the ultimate detective / genius, and whoever wins will be the first 2-time champion. And with all of them teamed up together is Jake and Gina that go to steal the plaque, and whilst they steal it, Gina's on her roller skates and she ends up crashing and knocks her front 2 teeth out. And after she's okay, they restart the heist. And what I like about this episode is the introduction of Billy and Cheddar into the Halloween heist, and how Jake and Holt both use those 2 to try and get the plaque. And the episode ends with Gina revealing that she was behind it all along, and how she faked the accident and that she didn't really knock her front 2 teeth out as they've already been knocked out before, and that she done it as it says the best detective, and she's not a detective. And the reason this is in this position is not because I think the episode isn't good or is bad. It's the fact that I feel like the other Halloween episodes are more interesting, that either have better reveals or they're more unique in what they're trying to do compared to this one. As this one is very safe. It feels like Halloween 3, but instead of having Amy win it, it's just Gina winning it in a similar way. So that's why it's in 7th. In 6th place is Halloween, and it opens with the best cold opening out of all of these Halloween episodes, with Jake getting up nice and early on Halloween to try and get ahead of everyone, realizing that Amy and Holt are 1 step ahead of him.
Now get a move on. It's heist time.
I love Halloween!
And this heist is different, as the previous ones, everyone was working in a team. However, it was free for all, there would be no surprises, everyone could win it, and it was a new prize as we're going for the belt that was hanged up on the precinct ceiling. And the highlights of this episode, one of them is Bill, when he's with Jake and also with Charles as well, as he's just helping anyone that wants to buy his pyramid scheme and switching from one side to the other. Also Charles, Rosa and Terry all working together as the group, all trying to win as they're sick of the other 3 winning. And even though this was the Halloween episode, it was really mostly, as we find out at the end, it was Jake getting ready to propose to Amy. And I have it down in 6, as even though it's such a big episode for the season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and everything that goes on in it, as this is really the start of Amy and Jake's engagement, as the Halloween heist episode, it isn't one of the better ones, for the fact that there isn't a real winner, as it was Jake doing it just to propose to Amy, and also the reveals weren't the best, as the goal for Jake wasn't to try and win, it was to try and propose to Amy as well. In 5th is Cinco de Mayo, one of the only heists to actually not take place on Halloween, as there was a gas explosion and it takes place on Cinco de Mayo. And the reason it takes place here is as Terry's taking an exam and Jake and the others want to help Terry take his mind off it and not be as stressed. And for this one, we go back to having teams with Amy and Holt working together, and also Terry and Jake working together. And throughout this episode, there's so many double crosses, so many people are secretly working with everyone else. It gets all out of hand to where Kevin comes in and steals the bracelet, and also we have Terry faking a knockout so that the others can take him to his exam and he can reveal that he won the heist and actually the exam was 2 weeks ago and he already passed. And along with that, I feel like Terry, at one point you knew Terry was going to have to win, as we had at that point everyone else winning. And along with that, Terry's golden costume, the Oscar looking one, is one of the best costumes throughout the Halloween episodes that we get, and the dance that he gives at the end is great. And I think why this one works so well is, one, for a fact that it didn't happen on Halloween, it happened on a totally different day, more or less a random day, and also the circumstances for it was completely different to anything that we've had, as we started it just out of helping Terry, and that means Terry was able to control everything around it, and even having it to where the reveal's in a totally different location to normal, and it feels the most unique. In fourth is Halloween 3, and this was meant to be the conclusion to the Halloween episode, with Jake and Holt going out for one last time to see who really is the ultimate champion, and both trying to steal the crown. And for this one, unlike the first two, we actually have official teams with Amy, Scully and Hitchcock being left out, and everyone else going off trying to win the heist. And even though Amy's just there, they all think she's working for the other team. And after everything that happens throughout the episode, Holt ends up having to put the crown in the bin. Amy takes it, takes them to the rooftop and reveals that she's the winner of this year's heist. And what I like about this heist is that it set up really the annual heist in a sense, as before it was just really between Holt and Jake. But now with Amy winning, it really set up for anyone to win in the heist now, and that it wasn't just about those two, it was about more or less the whole precinct getting involved in this heist game now. And even though it didn't have the most twists and turns compared to every episode, it was still really solid. In third is Halloween 2, and after Jake won the first year, they wanted to go again, Jake, to prove that he was still the best. And instead now, this time, he was going to try and steal Holt's watch. And from the start, he tries to get everyone else to help him, and also tries to get the help from a pickpocketer to help get Holt's watch. After he steals it, the criminal keeps the watch, and it ends up taking Jake on a goose chase around the city, trying to get the watch, and then end up trying to get his car after it gets towed away. And the episode ends with Holt ending up revealing that it was him that was behind everything. The team was really helping Holt, even the pickpocketer was on Holt's side, and that's why I think it's one of the better episodes, as Raymond Holt took so much time into this one to make everything perfect, how he was able to convince the others to get on his side. He was able to get to the pickpocketer to help him first, put the fire hydrant there so that he can tow his car away, get on the party bus, distract Charles, so everything worked perfectly. And I feel like it had the most twists and turns, and it was one of the harder ones to plan, and as he said, he took a year to start planning it.
But be warned, I started planning next year's heist just this minute.
Good. Then you're only 3 months behind.
You sick son of a...
In second place is The Last Day, and this two-part heist are the last two episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and with everyone going off their separate ways, having their own journeys, they wanted to do a heist one last time, and Jake done the heist so that he can reveal to everyone that he's leaving the Nine-Nine, and everyone throughout the episode were all trying to get the perfect ending and try and win the heist their way so they can have the perfect ending and the perfect reveal, leading to double crosses and betrayals trying to win, and also Amy faking that Jake's in a coma for 7 years so that she can trick him, and also told Charles that he was leaving as part of her plan to win. And along with that, we also have Holt tricking Terry into having an interview, and the whole interview is fake so that he can trap him in the room and give him the information that he wanted to win the heist. However, with it being the last two episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the heist is really secondary, and everyone's caught up in trying to get the perfect moment. It's really them just having each other's company for the last time, them really going through all their memories together, reliving some of the good times where they're all trying to bring a little bit of part of what each other liked into the heist as well, with the treats and the gifts that they were trying to give them. And it was a good way to end the show. Instead of having one of these episodes where they're just reliving, going over memories of what they like best about past episodes, have something iconic in doing a heist, doing something that's been so ingrained with the Brooklyn Nine-Nine franchise, the Halloween heist, do it one last time to end it all off. And even though Scully one is a nice ending to have, and also with them all coming back at the end a year later to announce that they're doing this every Halloween.
Captain Jeffords, Are you ready for the Halloween heist?
And in first place is Halloween, the first and official Halloween heist that took place. With Jake trying to prove that he's the best detective, he's trying to steal Holt's plot, and throughout the episode it seems like everything just goes wrong. From going in the ceiling, to having all the pigeons, to setting the bin on fire. It seems that everything Jake's doing is going wrong and that he's not able to take Holt's plot. However, what makes this the best episode for the Halloween heist is that how they were able to show off the reveals in such a cool way and an interesting way. Having it in the interrogation room with Jake seemingly lost, showing how everything that he done, there was a plan to it, and how he had the help from everyone else in the office to do so with him as well. So those are my rankings for each of the episode for the Halloween heist. Let me know yours down below, and thank you for watching.